think these significant fictional female scientists mean for kids? Karen, I'll start with you because you work with teenagers. How important is this to their development?
Well, I think what kids see on TV or on their computers now, because nobody really has TVs, really matters. And I find that a lot of the kids that when I ask them what they want to be, the girls, they say they want to be forensic psychologists, for medical examiners, those kind of things, because that's what they're watching on TV. And they see that it's possible, that there are women doing this, and it looks exciting. So I think that kids are actually looking at this and saying, this is something I can do.
Do you think it's a matter of, I'm either paraphrasing Oprah or Maya Angelou, which I'll do badly, but it's like if you can see it, you can be it. If you can. I mean, is that what it took for you all? That there were these characters and you thought...
So many guys became astrophysicists because of Carl Sagan or Neil deGrasse Tyson. And, we don't really have a prominent enough science communicator who's a woman, who's in that kind of league. That's something that's going to change. There are a few up and coming and I'm sure it will. Exactly. But, that inspired me. But if you've never seen it, then...
How do you even know it exists, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest barrier. There are a few jobs that people encounter as they grow up in their daily life. Like, people know that lawyers are real, people know that doctors are real, but how are you going to know that a marine biologist is a thing if you've never seen one on TV or read about one in a book? Or something even more obscure than that, like someone who studies bug wings. I don't know, like, there are people who do this kind of work, and if you don't see it, then you don't know it exists. So how can you possibly go out and try to become that?
Yeah, especially when these careers are so competitive and you kind of have to start thinking like 2 steps ahead. When you're in high school, you have to think about college, and then you have to think about graduate school, and I honestly, like, I didn't grow up super into science fiction or science even, and I didn't know that a career was a possibility. And so I feel like in retrospect, I was walking this tightrope that I didn't really know I was even on. Like, I was just putting one foot in front of the other because I kept enjoying it. And I didn't have a view on kind of the long-term goals. Yeah. I think the way that kids do now, because they see, these are the careers that they can have.
When I was growing up, if a girl liked science, she became a doctor. And that's one of the reasons I became a doctor, was because I was good at science, I enjoyed science, I thought it was really interesting, but there weren't a whole lot of other options.
Do you think you might have become a different kind of scientist if you were exposed to more?
Nah, I would have done it better.
That's a great thing to say.
I like what I do.
It's interesting, Moiya, you have another layer of not just wanting to see women, but to see people of color. And how do you feel about Wrinkle in Time featuring a biracial protagonist? Who's a girl?
Who's a girl? I saw this trailer for the first time a couple months ago, and I was sitting in my seat like this. I was so excited, and I leaned over to the person next to me and said, I don't care where we are when this comes out, we're going to see it, like the weekend it comes out.
It gives me chills to think about little girls and boys seeing these kind of heroes nowadays.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. I think I felt similarly about Hidden Figures, where I went to see Hidden Figures at the Magic Johnson Theater in Harlem, and as I walked out, I saw all these little black girls walking out so excited, talking about math and space and physics, and it was beautiful to see. And if we can have more movies with more representation, more intersectional representation, then that will happen all over the world, and I think that's a beautiful thing.
And it's better for the whole world because there are different ideas coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If we're not, like, if science is white dudes, we're missing out on a huge amount of contributions to science and potential breakthroughs and potential genius. It's just like science should look like the rest of the world.
And
it's just
speaking very selfishly, I want my women friends and colleagues to have all the opportunities, but I've seen a few departments, academic departments, and the ones that are dominated by the old boy network remind me like nothing but those 4 years in an all-boys high school where it was like tooth and nail on the playground, and it was just there's this like desocializing
Lord of the
effect.
Flies.
And I hear sort of similar stories about all-girls schools, the rampant bullying and stuff. I think we socialize each other. Those departments where people gave a damn about this stuff were just great places. So, you know, it's, for me and for all men, I think it's a win-win.
Yeah, because we all ask questions differently, right? I mean, if you have homogeneity in a department, you're probably asking all the same questions over and over again, right?
Yeah, I think part of science is creativity. That's also something that sometimes gets lost in science, but science is creative and science is expressive, and when you only have one point of view, then yeah, you're definitely going to lose out.